We don't have time for an intro because this episode was an hour and 30 minutes long and I'm gonna be editing all night. Let's get into it. Hey y'all, it's Nate. Welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. This video will contain spoilers for Love Island USA Season 8 Episode 23. So if you haven't seen it yet and you do not want spoilers, save this video and come back after you do. You are about to hear my thoughts on Episode 23, but of course I want to hear yours, so feel free to drop your thoughts below if you do want to participate in the conversation and give this video a like and a hype before you go. And after those conversations that TT had with Aniya and Trinity, I don't want to see y'all rolling back on everything y'all was saying about her, because you wouldn't be changing your mind on her because you decided to do it. You'd be changing your mind on her because Aniya and Trinity gave you the okay. Don't that make you feel like you don't think for yourself? And look, I just know some of y'all about to be in the comments like, see, even Megan Thee Stallion said that Casey said some messed up stuff.
Could have pursued TT without being disrespectful to Aniya.
Exactly.
Megan Thee Stallion don't speak for me. I don't know about y'all, but Megan Thee Stallion don't speak for me, so I said what I said. That's the problem. Y'all let other people dictate y'all thoughts. Megan didn't change my mind. Body is tea, though. So my biggest takeaway from this episode is Aniya wanted to go home. They should have let her ass go home. I'm tired of watching the Aniya show.
He doesn't even care. He doesn't even want to go back and talk to me. He doesn't even care to have another conversation with me.
KC just spent 3 weeks having conversations with her. She's mad because he wouldn't have a conversation with her. He's been reassuring her. He's been calling her beautiful every morning. Those are her words out of her own mouth. Before y'all come at me, she said those things. We know what happened for a fact. But now you're mad because he won't have a conversation with you. You literally told him you didn't care and told him to do whatever the hell he wanted to do. She's wrapped up in them laughing.
Fucking laughing. I'm actually pissed the fuck off. They're fucking laughing. Don't. This shit's not even fucking funny.
And I feel like they laughing because the situation was kind of funny. Like, it's kind of, I don't know. I think Aniya's never been in a heated argument before. Like, you gonna laugh with your friends after that because that was crazy that just happened. They're not laughing at you. They're not pointing at you, ha ha. They're laughing at the entire situation that just happened because that was a strange ass situation that just happened. And I know y'all probably also gonna be mad at what Pramita said.
I had a great vibe with like in Casa and shit, and then we've come back and instantly it's just been
because
like,
we're not fucking 21 and 22.
That's what I'm saying. I'm 25 years old. Like,
but I do think that's the truth. They're not 21 years old. And I've spoken on this before. There is so much growth that happens from 21 to 25. It seems like a short amount of time, but mentally, your frontal lobe is fully developed. You're just a smarter person at the end of the day. And that's no tea, no shade. We're all going to go through it, God willing. God willing, we're all going to go through that phase from 21 to 25. But you really don't know until you know. And you don't know at 21. I'm not acting now how I acted at 21. And then again, for the second time, we see Melanie calling Casey a little boy.
He a little ass dude.
But y'all aren't mad at that. That you're mad at Corbin's high school comment when it's literally the same comment, if not worse. You're mad at TT for calling Trinity a little girl, but you're not mad at Melanie for calling Casey a little boy. In fact, she called him a little boy more than once in this episode, and then she also did it in the last episode. And then Melanie continues on, and she essentially says Casey and Aniya don't have anything in common.
Bro, I swear he doesn't even fit your life. You know that, bro. He doesn't even fit your life. He doesn't even fit the type of woman you are. You know that shit.
But when Casey said that, y'all crucified this man for it. And I know y'all probably popping off, yeah, Melanie was telling her like she was standing up for her girl. That's what we want to hear. Tell her, Melanie. That's probably what y'all saying. But Casey doesn't fit her life is the same thing as saying we don't have anything in common. It is the same thing. And then she calls Casey a bitch.
How the fuck do you want to be with a man you gotta build up? You don't. You playing Build-A-Bear with that bitch.
But y'all are probably still gonna defend her. Even though you know that calling a man a bitch is beyond disrespectful, especially a black man. Melanie knows that. But I know I'm gonna be likely to still see some people defending it because like y'all have an inability to think for yourself. It's like you can't say that them calling Casey a bitch is wrong because you gotta ride for them no matter what. That's crazy. You're not thinking about the situation as a whole. You're only thinking about the fact that Melanie and Aniya are your girls. And then Kata calls him a bitch.
He's a fucking bitch ass
Bitch.
boy.
She deserves a grown-ass man.
Literally.
But that's probably gonna be okay to y'all. Calling this man all out of his name. But if he were to call one of them out of their name, y'all would be rioting. Y'all would probably be catching flights to Fiji to fight him personally. I sat there and listened for the first 20 minutes of this episode. Call this man a bitch. And now I don't really respect them. And I don't respect them because they called him a bitch, but really calling anyone out of their name is disrespectful. I don't know that I've never been angry enough at someone to call them out of their name, ever. Damn sure not over some people that I've known for 3 weeks. I don't know what someone would have to do to me to get me to that level. Actually, I do know. And even then, in that situation, I still didn't call that person a bitch. That person is a bitch, though. I'm saying it here. I'm saying it today. That situation that I'm talking about is like really fucked up. He's on a dating show with the component that everybody knows about, where in the middle of the season, you leave, you go to another house, and if you meet someone, you bring them back. That is the show. Now I I understand. Before I decided to cover this show, I heard a lot of discourse from other people that I was watching cover last season talk about the fan base and how it sucks that Love Island got too popular because this new fan base can't really think. And if y'all know me, y'all know if I see a soapbox, I stand on a soapbox. So it's time for another Nay Soapbox exclusive. Now I'm making this video even longer. Some months back, I released a video titled "You're Mid and That's Okay." Go watch it. It'll help tie into what I'm talking about. But in that video, I basically was talking about the fact that we have become such a black and white society. Not racially. I mean logic-wise and thinking-wise. Where it's kind of like, you don't believe what I believe, then you believe the other side. And we are like that across the board. We're like that politically. We are like that with gym outfits. I talked about that in the video. We're like that on food. We're like that with everything. And so I am really seeing that, and the literacy crisis and the critical thinking crisis. Like I know that this is just a show and like we're having fun discourse, but I'm really seeing it take place because I'm seeing it in the way that, not all of you, but in the way that some of you are explaining things. It really does show that you lack critical thinking. And it's sad because it's like, damn, like it's a whole generation of people who can't do that. I have been called male-centered for saying that KC doesn't deserve all the heat that he's getting. That's because y'all don't have an ability to see past black and white. Just because I don't agree with how he's being treated doesn't mean that men are the center of my life. It means that in this situation, I don't agree with how a man is being treated. It's just kind of how, like I was explaining the fact that someone who is a misogynist doesn't like any woman. You guys are mad at KC for being annoyed and not liking one woman at the moment, but you don't understand that there is nuance and that things can exist in the middle. And it really does boil down to an inability to understand nuance. Like we as me included sometimes, we get all of our information in quick bites, and so we never have to really think. Have y'all ever seen that movie Idiocracy? That's kind of what our society is now. I might end up doing a video on it at some point. Because all of our information is fed to us and is fed in quick bites and we can take the information quickly, we never have to actually think or process anything. Do you know what happens when you're not constantly using that critical thinking part of your brain? You're gonna lose the ability to use that part of your brain. Eventually, you're not gonna be able to critically think. You really gotta put yourself in these situations to be able to do it. It's more so just like the examples that people are giving me when they're having a conversation with me sounds like they didn't think the whole thought through, and it's because there's no ability to think with nuance because there's no critical thinking anymore. And it really is a problem, and we should be terrified as a society because when you can't think for yourself, that means anybody can tell you whatever they want to tell you. And think about the ramifications that's going to have politically. If you're not able to look at something that's being told to you politically and say, now that doesn't make sense because there's nuance in it and this applies and that applies, you're just going to take it at face value. People are going to run all over you because you don't have the ability to critically think. And again, I'm not saying that that's everyone who's on the side of the girls, but a lot of people who I see trying to have the disagreements aren't thinking past anything but I don't like him because my faves don't like him. And that's kind of crazy because that doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'm getting off my soapbox. So yeah, these OG girls are just really rubbing me the wrong way. I don't think by the end of this season I'm gonna end up liking any of them. It's gonna take a lot for me to turn that around. In particular, the ones that I saw calling Casey a bitch. That being Aniya, because she also called him a bitch during the cake challenge. Bitch. Kata calling him a bitch. And Melanie calling him a bitch. Y'all all want to talk about black male mental health matters until it's a black man that y'all don't like, and all of a sudden it's fuck his mental health. When y'all know when that man gets out of the villa, he's gonna see all of this shit y'all talking about him. Some of y'all are being vicious people, like bordering sinister. And y'all know that he's gonna see this. It's y'all are all about mental health until you have to put it in practice, and then you can't put it in practice. And it's actually even sicker when it comes to Love Island because this franchise has a track record of people being bullied so much after this show that they commit suicide. Sorry, trigger warning on that. And so just, I guess it really bothers me because it's just such a bad representation, maybe a real representation of how society is. Just so quick to run with something and just attack. But then when someone dies, it's, we gotta start check in on your quiet friends. Don't bully people, don't bully our kids. But here y'all are being the bullies. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. Trinity and Kata were talking, and they were like, he's saying basically fuck Aniya and he's found his person after one day.
He's pretty much saying he's done with Aniya.
He found his person, and that's fucked up.
And that's weird. The switch up is crazy.
It's fucking insane.
Didn't y'all find y'all person in one day? Kata specifically has not explored her entire time on Love Island. She's been in the villa since day 2. Did she not couple up with Zach, push Bryce damn near off the bed, and couple up with Zach on day 2 and hasn't left his side since? So she was allowed to find her person in one day, but AC wasn't allowed to find his person in 3 days? Or is it just because y'all feel like he should be obligated to stay with Aniya? Because that's also not true. Y'all can't tell that man who to be with. That's not, y'all don't see how that sounds crazy? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see how a logical person would arrive at that thought. Like, that doesn't make sense. Honestly, another thing that I think this show comes down to is the fact that these people lack experience in relationships. Because eventually you have a couple of relationships, you realize that relationships never end abruptly. It's never sudden. So when they're saying, well, that was a quick turnaround, you know, that was real quick, he jumped ship real quick. No, it's never sudden. He probably was thinking about the fact that it was too much for him a week before Casa, but he was trying to make it work, because that's what you do if you're never in a relationship. You just don't know. You try to make it work for a bit. And on Love Island, a bit is a little bit faster because the show is only 6 weeks, right? It's not like you're gonna spend a year or 2 trying to make it work. So everything is sped up. So yeah, he probably spent the week like, this shit ain't worth it. Then Casa happens. All of a sudden he meets somebody else, and yeah, he decides to be with that other person because it's already been on his mind. It's never sudden. Relationships don't suddenly end. I don't know anyone who's had a relationship that ended suddenly. There were always signs. There was always something. I do have to give Melanie credit though. This is the first time I've actually seen her show up for Aniya in the way that Aniya has shown up for her.
I know that shit hurts now, but you know that shit not gonna hurt later.
Even if we don't find love, we found each other, bro.
Not saying that she hasn't. I'm just saying it's the first time I've seen it. We don't really be seeing it on the show. And y'all know that I don't like Zach. But again, in this episode, we see him being the voice of reason for Aniya.
Put yourself out there for someone you cared about at the end of the day. Like, you can't...
They just didn't care about me.
It's not that he didn't care about you.
It is.
It's not. You can't think like that because he's cared about you a lot the whole time, and it wasn't easy for him.
And then, I actually think she gets to the root of the problem.
Like, I don't feel like beautiful in here. I don't feel like respected. Like, I just...
You are.
Do you think that that's a new feeling, or do you think that she was already feeling not beautiful and not respected? Not particularly by KC, but just not respected maybe how she was treated in the villa. Y'all don't think she was putting that pressure on KC to make her feel beautiful and make her feel respected? She's saying this whole time, I've never felt beautiful in this villa. Then she also tells us that this man told her that she was beautiful every morning. And that's why I say it doesn't matter. Like, y'all want KC to be her everything. No one has to be someone's everything. At the end of the day, it was never gonna matter how much KC reassured her, because the issue is within herself. She has an insecurity. And I don't know why people don't just want to say that. It's okay that she's insecure, so long as she wants to work on fixing it. But she very much has an insecurity. Aniya needs to be in therapy. She should not be on Love Island. She came into the villa with those insecurities. And when the show didn't play out how she wanted it to play out, she started taking that out on KC because he was the closest person to her. Y'all ever known a person that does that? Like, they're not mad at you, but you're in their vicinity, so they just start taking shit out on you. That's what Aniya did to him. And I do believe that her real issue is she didn't feel beautiful and respected by the people she wanted to find her beautiful and respect her. She wanted Sincere to find her beautiful. She wanted Corbin to find her beautiful. She didn't get anything from either of those 2 guys. She ended up with KC. And so now, all of a sudden, she doesn't feel beautiful and respected because it's the attention that she's getting is not coming from somebody she wants. Y'all ain't never liked somebody and they didn't like you back, but somebody else liked you and they giving you all the attention, and you just like, it doesn't mean anything coming from you because I don't want you. That's what this is. And kind of a different side of that coin is that she latched on to KC because he was showing her attention. So now she's in a weird place where she's like, I never wanted the attention from this man, but he gave it to me, and now he's taking it away and I'm hurt by it. That's what I feel like is going through her mind. Then let's talk about the cake challenge for a second. I didn't understand Aniya yelling at KC to turn his head. Why are you yelling at that man like that? But also, why are you telling him to turn his head during the cake challenge when the only reason that he missed Trinity is because Trinity turned her head?
But Trinity, you need this.
Fuck! That's what I'm saying. It's a hypocrisy for me. Y'all don't make sense. Y'all don't apply. It's rules for thee, but not for me. With the fan base of this season and with the OG members in this season, in particular, the girls. I also didn't understand during the cake game where she was saying he didn't check up on me.
Because I have never felt so disrespected, put to the side, not checked up on in my entire fucking life.
You were just cussing him out. In fact, in this challenge, you called him a bitch. You was just cussing him out with all your friends. All your friends ganged up on him, calling him all type of names, attacking the woman that he was with. How would you expect someone to check up on you after that? Would you check up on someone after they yelled in your face and called you all types of bitches? I wouldn't. I would not. I will say this. I need y'all to hold me accountable for something. Tell me if I am reaching on this, because I'm really not sure. Like I said, it's late. It was a long episode. Maybe I'm reaching. Is Aniya starting to sound a little bit like she didn't grow up where and how she grew up?
She is so fucking beautiful. I am with the motherfucking stallion, bitch.
Like, girl, you haven't spoken like that this entire season. That is not how you sound. She's a mimic. Aniya is a mimic. I talked about this on the live, but I actually think I should put this in a full video because I found it fascinating. During the recoupling, when Kata is waiting for Zach to come in, Kata is holding her hands out like by her side like this. Trinity, she reaches out her hand. Trinity grabs, you know, one of her hands, and then Melanie grabs her other hand, and Aniya is sitting there, and she kind of has her hands, and she's like, what should I do with my hands? And she puts them on top. She puts them on top of Melanie's hands that are holding Kata's hands. It's like she doesn't want to be left out, and she mimics those around her. She's like a chameleon. I think that might be a real scientific term. She's a chameleon. She transforms into whoever she's around at any given time. She really does need to be in therapy. Like, she really has some. I'm not taking shots. I need y'all to know that anytime I talk about somebody going to therapy, I'm never taking a shot at that. I'm a huge advocate for therapy. I go to therapy. It's never a dig coming from me. It's all love. because I know that I was a different person once I started healing and going to therapy, and I want that for her. It could change your life. You have such a different outlook. You're such a much more focused person, and I hate that she feels like she needs to be the shadow of anyone she's around. Because she's gorgeous, she could stand on her own, but she doesn't have the self-esteem to do so, and she needs to go work on that, seriously. So when Casey is speaking to TT, he explicitly says, I was constantly reassuring her. And again, this is something that we know Aniya said, so I don't want to hear y'all saying he wasn't doing that. Aniya has told us this. He was constantly reassuring her. But he said his cup was never filled.
Truthfully, I feel like I was reassuring. I was filling her cup, but like I never got my shit filled ever.
And I'm really interested to know, like, I cannot wait to see y'all thoughts on this. If y'all are going to try to tell him that his cup was filled, he's telling you that his cup wasn't filled, are you going to be like, yes, it was. We saw it being filled. And y'all can't ever point to a time where she has filled his cup. She talked more positively about Carl than we ever saw her speak about KC. She only knew Carl for 3 days. The funny thing about it is, literally in that same scene, we see TT pouring into him.
I'm so proud of KC. Like, he held his own. No one's gonna speak to you like that. I'm gonna have your back regardless. It don't matter if the whole world against it.
Did y'all ever see Aniya treat him like that? Because I didn't. And I'm inclined to believe that that's not editing. I'm inclined to believe that it didn't happen because he said it didn't happen. It's exceptionally draining to constantly reassure someone. And every day you wake up, you gotta tell them, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're amazing, you are enough. Every single morning. I fear if you've never had to do that to someone, you just don't know how draining that can be. It's draining. Mentally, you know that the first thing you gotta do every day is make sure that they're on solid ground. And they're never going to be on solid ground because the insecurity is coming from within them. Meanwhile, the only thing that he was getting from her every day was, why did someone say that about you in a challenge? That was his everyday. Her everyday was, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're amazing, you're the blueprint. His everyday was, why would they say that? Why did they say that? Why'd they say that? And then lying about the conversation and making up delusions in her head about what the conversation was and what was said and going and spreading that around the villa. And I have a feeling that some people might say, well, he's not a little boy. He doesn't need someone to pour into him and give him words of affirmation. I think that's weird. And I think that that type of logic is why the black male suicide rate is so high. Because some of y'all think that they don't need to hear that. Everyone wants to hear that someone is proud of them. Everyone wants to hear that you think they're beautiful, they're sexy, whatever. Especially if you're calling yourself being in a relationship with them. You think it's all take and no give? Just because he's a man doesn't mean he doesn't need to hear those things. Men have feelings too, or did y'all forget that? I fear that y'all might be the ones who are sexist because y'all don't think that men are deserving of being told that they're good enough. And actually, when it all comes down to it, I really don't think it's a man problem. I really just think, again, it's a nuance problem because it's protect black women until it's a black woman y'all don't like, TT, and then y'all are putting her in AI and making her have muscles and calling her Tito and all this stuff, turning her into some type of masculine caricature when y'all know that that's something that people do to black women. Y'all know that people do that to black women. Y'all know that racist people do that to black women. And yet here y'all are treating her the same way. Y'all are hypocrites. It's protect black women until you don't like the black woman. Bryce and Trinity sit down and Bryce wastes literally no time throwing Casey under the bus yet again.
Dude, you have no idea what we were doing. Casey was trying to find out if there was like anything with everybody. Mm-hmm. So like, TT slept in my bed one night. No. Sydney slept in my bed the other night.
What?
I was like the free bet for everyone just moving, cause like I'm not,
I'm just here.
Yeah.
It's the way that y'all don't understand that Bryce is really the puppeteer of this entire villa. He knows that that's gonna get back to Aniya because Trinity be yapping, as girlies tend to do, just as guys tend to do, we do be yapping. And the thing is, it's not even true. If y'all can't admit this, I don't know what else to tell y'all. He blatantly lied because he knows Trinity is going to believe every word that he says. She doesn't fact check because she trusts him, which I get you should trust your man, but Bryce be lying. This is not the first time that Bryce has lied on KC. His lie this time was KC was basically swapping beds every night. He was trying to get his chance with everyone. He literally used the word everyone. That was not the case. And again, I don't think that was an editing thing because the way that it played out, he slept with TT. She came in, said that's her man. He slept in the bed with TT. He tried sleeping in the bed with Sydney, and then he went right back to the bed with TT. 3 days, right? There was no other time for him to sleep in the bed with anybody else. So Bryce has just blatantly lied. But y'all are going to defend that. Some of y'all are going to defend that because you just can't, you can't let go of that hatred for KC. So you have to believe the lies even though you know they're lies, which is crazy. Y'all should never let someone control your mind that much that you let them talk to you when you know they're lying. Like, that's crazy. He knows exactly how he said that and how it's going to be taken. Bryce is a snake. Chris was right. I think Chris has been saying that Bryce is a snake damn near since day 1 or 2. Definitely since week 1. I think he's been saying that Bryce is a snake. And y'all would rather let Bryce sit here and play in y'all faces and Trinity's face, a black woman, day after day, and then admit that you were wrong about him. I actually think it's a kind of sickness, and it's not the type of sickness that I want to get down with. Have you guys noticed that we never hear Trinity and Bryce have an actual conversation about anything? We only ever hear them talk about how much they like each other.
I told myself, dude, I was like, if we can make it through this, I was like, this shit's dialed.
They never talk about anything of substance. Could it be getting cut out? Yeah, but I just think it's not happening because they include conversations from everybody else. Every conversation that we've seen Trinity and Bryce have somehow revolves around, I just like you so much. I just like you so much. I just miss you so much. That's pretty much all of their conversations. And I absolutely think that those yellow outfits at the recoupling after Casa were coordinated. I personally believe that they had that conversation well before Casa and they said, look, we trying to win this money. We're going to separate at Casa. We're going to cry. Boo-hoo, we miss each other. And when we come back from Casa, you wear yellow, I'll wear yellow. It'll be a cute moment. And then they both wore yellow. Y'all might say I'm reaching, but I just feel like it's so obvious that these two are lying like right to our faces. If these two end up married with kids later, I will personally come back and make an apology video to them. Y'all have my word on that. They stayed together for any significant amount of time after this show. I'm gonna say significant. What y'all think is significant? A year or 2? And nothing crazy comes out about them? Give it 2 years. Because 1 year they might still be playing. I'm going to give it to... If after 2 years, these two are still together and they seem like they on solid ground and they making shit shake, I will come on here and I will personally make an apology to Trinity and Bryce. So Zach continues to shit test Kata. I knew that what he was doing was an actual form of manipulation, so I went and looked it up. This is like a social term for it, but it is a real thing. And it's called shit testing. It's when you constantly throw out little tests to your partner to try to catch them off guard or throw them off balance. So he'll say things like, we're still open to exploring, right? Immediately after they have sex for the first time. Or he'll say things like, we're not even boyfriend and girlfriend yet. So that she doesn't get too comfortable.
Such a fucking man right now.
Yeah, like low key, like we're not boyfriend and girlfriend yet.
Or even worse than that, he'll tell her that he loves her, and when she gets all giddy about it, he'll say that he was just joking.
Remember you saying something
I don't know.
multiple times.
That was a joke. It's a joke.
He's literally testing her to keep her on edge and kind of see how far he can take it. Master manipulator. But all the heat's for KC, who never did anything like that. I don't even think he talked shit, but y'all think he talked shit? Okay, I'll give y'all that he talked some shit. But Zach is actively sitting here manipulating Kata and y'all not saying anything, and I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy. Bryce is running around here creating narratives. He is the bone collector and the graveyard starter, and y'all have nothing for him. And again, let me know if y'all think I'm reaching for this, but something about that little mini party celebration that Zach and Bryce had when they first had an opportunity to speak after all that stuff happened during the recoupling, something about it just gave off, moo ha ha ha, our plan is working, ha ha ha. Like,
it's like Zach's finally learned his lesson. No kissing outside of challenges.
Oh my god. Oh shit. Are you feeling?
I don't know, like something about it gave that. Like they're hitting each other with the pillows, they're like having a time. You ever, like when you were a teenager or something, you ever just get away with some shit and you and your friends be like, bitch, like we got away with that shit. And it's just a moment. That's what that gave to me. Like that was the energy. And like I said from the beginning, I think that these two are playing to win. They definitely want to make it to the final two. And at this point, I'm inclined to believe that if either one of them, Zach or Bryce, wins, they've already told each other, hey, I'm gonna split my 50 with you. You get 25, I take 25. And then Bryce is over here grabbing on Zach's hips. Can they just couple up already? We don't care. Listen, I've been saying all season, I want to see a bisexual season of Love Island. Make it happen. This is we piloting the season right now. We might as well take Bryce and Zach, put them back in Casa, and let them start a whole new season of Bisexual Love Island USA, because they already doing it. Then we have Sincere. He's still lying his ass off as well. He really does tell each individual woman what they want to hear in the moment. Sydney was spot on about that. When you are with Sincere, he makes you feel like you are the only girl in the world. Shout out to Rihanna.
I will never throw away what we have for something that was 3 days, 4 days long.
But when you're out of sight, out of mind, he starts forgetting what you look like. And what's even funnier is that he low-key kind of admits it. I don't know if it was a Freudian slip or what, but he says,
inside here, I want to make you feel like you're the only girl in this villa. That's all I want to do.
So what happens when you're not there anymore? What's gonna happen when y'all are outside of this contained experiment and you're not in the villa and you're out in the real world where there are other souls that you want to explore? There are other Amoras. What's gonna happen is you're gonna play in Melanie's face even more. He's been playing in Melanie's face all season, and at this point, she keeps letting him. She's well aware that he's doing it. I don't even care anymore. Like, girl, you said it's hard to stay mad at him when he looks at you. Okay, stay in your relationship then. We know that Carl and Amora come back at the end of the episode. I don't want to see Amora with Sincere, so I hope that she actually explores with Carl, because we know from After Sun that he said he found her attractive. So there might be something there. Of course, he's probably still going to explore with Aniya, but someone's going home. There's going to be one single girl at the end of all of this. Somebody's going to go home. I'm hoping it's Aniya, because Aniya said she wanted to go home. It's likely going to end up being Amora though. And then lastly, the walls and the floors and the ceilings in that villa must be paper thin, because how the hell did the guys know that Kenzie was up there doing a clam slam?
Because he just did the splits again.
Like, how y'all know that? Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna be so real. I'm going to bed. I might cut this video up a little bit, but I'm not about to. This is not going up tonight. You know what? I'm about to make a post on the community tab. This is so meta right now. All right, I just posted to the community tab. Please don't beat me up. I'm gonna do a quick little cut right now so that I can go in with a little bit of the process done tomorrow, and I'm going to bed. I'm so tired. Okay. I didn't even do my bye. Did I do my bye? Girl, y'all don't get that tonight. I'm going to bed. Going to bed. How the hell did the guys know that Lindsay, girl, I was about to call her Lindsay. It's already 9:48. I just washed my hands because I just finished eating, and I'm gonna be real. I'm too tired to put on lotion, so we gonna be a little ashy in this video. I'm really trying to. I'm so not a night owl. This is like ridiculous. I should be in my bed, comfy, cozy right now. You are about to hear my No, you're not about to hear my episode. Oh my God, it's too late. Oh my God. Okay. Because I knew that what he doing, girl, go to bed, girl, gotta close the laptop. I know, Bubba, I'm in here late. It's like, girl, go to bed, bitch, it's late. I got the bright lights on. I'm sorry, Bubba, I'm almost done. I'm almost done, guys. It's like, please, mother, I wanna go to bed.